Hello everybody, I'm JC. I live in Italy, and as I said in my first video, that I am at the moment testing new hobbies, something that can be done on a dining room table, something in a small apartment. That is my situation where I am at the moment, and yes, I've had other hobbies in the past, but they were bigger, and I still have a few that require a lot of space. But I want to try a few that can be done indoors. The winter months are coming, and it's wet outside, so we do try to do something inside. I've done the FM radio as I described to you last week in the previous video, and I've also attempted the VHF one, which is like I said, is a non-starter. But today we're gonna do something else. Today we're gonna start a new model, and I believe this is something that's gonna be like a kitchen timer, stopwatch type of thing. Okay, so let's have a look at it. This is how it arrives. It arrives in a little plastic bag, obviously with the shipper's packaging, which is just an envelope really, and you get, just see what we get in the kit. What are these? Okay, so this would be the plastic, the frame or acrylic frame, I imagine, of the clock, which would be fairly straightforward. If I take the FM radio I built, for instance, it looks like the same type of design. It's all just clip in, and there are a few tiny screws and nuts and the little extensions. So yeah, it looks like that's okay. Nothing more in this plastic bag. Let's take it away. And then they've been so kind to send us a few tools, a screwdriver and a very nice tweezer. How about that? I actually went and bought one of these. I didn't know I was going to get one for free. Anyway, there you go. That's one of those. And let's see. Let's see. Okay, in this bag, let's see. Ooh, a lot of Chinese on the back here. Let's see what's in here. And why do we need a tweezer? This is the thing. Why do I need a tweezer? Okay, that is the PC board. Yeah, I wonder if the light's okay. Maybe put more light on it. Okay, that's it. There's a little bit more light. So I think this is going to be quick. I hope. Yeah, the last time I thought it was going to be quick. Oh, something small fell out. Tiny little. What are these? That's the thing. I don't know what these are. That's the problem. They are minute. Oh, I will zoom in. I think there's more of those. It's going to fall out of this packet. There's the digital display, which will mount on there somewhere, and then they've sent me a USB power supply wire. That's great. And lithium battery, nice. And this is a holder for another battery. This is for the AA battery. Okay, why do you need that and this? Maybe that's to keep the memory. I don't know. All right, let's just do this. Just make sure everything is out here. All right. Okay, looks like everything is out. But this is very small. Oh my! These things are so small. And there is a paperwork that comes with it. Alright, so first of all, the side is useless to me. This side may have good information. which will give me all the R's and the C's and the D's and the S's, so it's the switches and the resistors and so on. Unfortunately, that means nothing to me. And that would be the quantities. This helps. If you have the quantities, then you can try and sort them out. Okay, let's look at the plan, the diagram. The diagram is, I must say, it's a little bit better displayed as the previous one. There's even a QR code at the bottom here. QR code just there. Yeah. All right. Let's see how far I get. Let's just zoom this out a bit. There you go. Yeah. The first time the very first one I done was the FM radio, and then I thought, okay, let's forget about that, and then start with the big items. So I went and I put the big items on the board. But this is what's going to happen if you do that. If you put this on the board, you box yourself in. Can't do that. So you have to do these little guys first. Otherwise you're going to have problems. And it looks like there's some. You don't only work on one side of the board, you also work on this side of the board. Okay. Alright. Yeah. Interesting. Okay, this is what the kit, what I'm building. So it is alarm clock and a stopwatch, and it gives you an hourly chime, it gives you date, week, year, and the temperature, and there is a schematic diagram attached. There is some pictures of what it should look like from the back when everything is assembled, and yeah, it's just sizes, how big it is, 80 by 51 millimeter. And yeah, this is the kit when you buy. This is what it looks like. Okay, I've looked a little bit closer at this, and I've discovered that there are actually numbers on the back of these guys. Where are they? There are some numbers here. Maybe you can actually see that if you look at the back of it. It's tiny. I have got some magnifying glasses here. Let's see if I can make it a little bit better for you. Something like that. But they all got numbers on, so it's not a big issue. The only ones I'm going to struggle with are these ones. So even if there is a number on, where are we? Even if there are numbers on here, it's going to be a challenge to see them. Absolute challenge. That's going to be hard. But okay, so let's get cracking. Everything works, then everything works. But that is, yeah, this is hard. This is hard, guys. This is not so easy. I don't know if I videoed all of that if everything was in the frame, but yeah, I hope it's correct. Microcontrollers, one longer one and then two very short ones or small ones. I'm going to install this one over here, but I have to take consideration. If you look on the graph, there is a box, and on the box there's a cutout. So that will mean that on the cutout is over there. So that means that this can only go in one way, and I see a dot. I see a dot in this corner here, and that has to be on the same side as that. Actually, on the board I can see a little dot there, a mark. I can see a mark there. So I'm going to install this that way. Okay, microcontrollers fitted, all three of them. It wasn't too bad. Once you get the hang of it, I had to swap my soldering iron tip for a little bit of a wider one, but unfortunately I picked the tiniest one I've got, which is this, which is really a needle point. But I used the one that's just one size up from this in the end. It's an old one that I've used a few times already. It has seen a bit of work. That's the buzzer, that's what it is. And the it's going to go in here like this. Positive on that side because it's got a marking there, positive. And I'll just stick it in. Now, will it interfere? As I can see, there's maybe a problem here because that's on the back side where the screen goes. Let's just grab the screen and see if there's an interference there. If I have to, maybe this is going to go in here like this, I think. And this goes in here like that. Then we have a bit of a disturbance in the piece here. There is a problem. I will just have to cut it very short then. I mean seriously short. Or does it matter if it sticks out a bit? What if I cut it now and then just solder it after? Oh yeah, I can do that. I'm going to do that. I'm going to cut it before I actually install it. I'm going to cut it to this height. Yeah. Let's just see. Is that going to clear now? Okay, let's finish up where we started with this microcrystal. I'm gonna take off the backing, there's tape there, and then there's a little bit of self-adhesive, some sticky pad on the back. I'm just gonna press it down and hope it sticks. Oh, there you go. Now it will stick. Okay, there you go. That's where it goes. Let's go. Here we go. Okay, let's say that was mission accomplished. But before I do this, I can see I'm gonna box myself in here. See what I mean? Because the display, the LCD screen, these ones needs to be soldered in there. So I should wait a bit with that and do that one last. Okay, I found some instructions. It was very quick. I wasn't. Okay, so what it says I must hold this button, the first button, S1, hold it for 3 seconds to enter the set mode. 1, 2, 3. Wow, what do you want to hear first, the bad news or the bad news? Now, I may have cooked it a little bit. Well, there was smoke coming from that area. I couldn't exactly see. I just heard the sizzling sound, and then I looked and there was smoke. Let's just plug it in. Let's just make sure that I'm not mistaken. Yeah, no, it's dead. I cooked it, man. I cooked it. It's the very first time I attempt an electronics project like this. It's the very first time I ever do a YouTube video, or a video with the idea of putting it on YouTube, so I can learn and others can learn with me. It's the very first very first time I do that. Well, I'm saying very first, but as you know, this would be my second video. But for me, the very first is going to be the very first month. Let's put it that way. That I ever do this. Even my LED is gone. Maybe it was the because if I plug the power in, if I plug in the USB power, the 5 volts there, then I get that charging light comes on. But now it doesn't even do that. So perhaps there's something else that's smoked. Okay, confirmation is it's cooked. Well, it's gonna go on the rack with the other toys, and once I cleaned up, and I don't know if I can even, I don't know, is there a way for me to find out what went wrong? Visually, I can't see anything visually, but the smoke came from this area here. Where are you? Let me just. The smoke came from this area here. I saw the smoke over here, either here, there, or here. In this area, I just saw a little bit of puff of smoke coming from there. Okay, guys, to finish off with this unit, which is the timer, thermometer, stopwatch, call it what you like. I am throwing in the towel with this one. The parts are just too small for me, and there's too many small parts. If there was maybe a couple, then no problem, but there's just too many of it. And some of them are not numbered, they're not marked, which makes it a bit of a guesswork in the end. I can work out where some of them go, and some of them's got numbers, and I can work that out. But there are the very small ones that has no numbers, and yeah, I had to guess in the mini mo, where did they go? But after my second attempt on this, I managed to get it to work somehow, although I think it overheats a little bit. So I'm not going to attempt this again. This is it. I'm not doing that one. That's the size of the part we're dealing with, the surface mount ceramic resistors. The size of this is 1.6 millimeter by 0.8 millimeter. That's extremely tiny. Yeah, there were smaller ones than this. This is just one that's lying on the table here. It was left because sometimes they give you too many. That was one too many, but yeah. Well, that's the end of this project. I'm going to start with another one on the next video, and yes, I look forward to that one. It's going to be exciting. Thank you very much for watching. There are numbers on these ones. They are actually quite large comparing to the others. That's one of the ones that was left over. But there are smaller ones. In the kit there were smaller ones that's less than 1 millimeter. They were 0.6 by 0.3, which is a grain, really the size of a grain of sand. Anyway, that's the reason why I'm dumping this project. Okay, this is the unit that I've completed. So you can see it is working. It's got an on-off switch there, and unfortunately I'm not exactly sure how to set it. It's a temperature, so on, but the thing is, this thing overheats. It starts okay like this, and if you keep it on for a few minutes, the number starts to fade away, and I'm afraid I don't want to pop it again like the previous one. So I'm going to stop it while it's working and start a new one, and well, new project, something else. I've got something in mind. Well, 1 minute 59 seconds, as you'll see here, and then it stops. So there aren't any real purpose for the stopwatch. I don't know what the purpose of such a short time will be, but it's one of the functions I could get that works, that and the temperature. Other than that, yeah, I don't know what purpose would I have for this, unless it's keeping the time. Let's just see what I want to show you what happens when it gets to 59. 59.99 seconds. That's as far as it goes. Thank you very much, guys. Goodbye.